What were your initial thoughts and memories of Eddie Graham?
Well, I got to thank Eddie for getting me in touch with Vince McMahon Sr. And he did it right in front of me, right in the office. It was like 3 weeks, and I asked him, I said, Eddie, did you talk to Vince? He said, no, let me call him right now. And I was, standing up. He was behind his desk and,
Wow.
booked me right there. But I didn't have, a whole lot to do with Eddie, but I found him, pretty straightforward, and he was good with me. I didn't make a lot of money down there. That's when I thought, oh my God, what did I get into? But I was still able to save a little bit.
You mentioned that Eddie made the call up to Vince Sr.
Yeah.
What were your initial thoughts of Vince Sr. when you got to New York?
Oh, what a gentleman, when he walked in the room, it was like, who is this guy type thing.
Larger than life?
Oh, yeah. I mean, he was dressed, he had the hair done, everything, and he was so good. He said to me one time, he said, Tony, he says, because I questioned him, about how long I was going to be there. He says, as long as I'm alive, you don't have anything to worry about.
Wow. And he's a man of his word, too.
Yeah.
From what I understand.
Yeah.
How would you compare the WWWF territory to Florida in terms of schedule and travel back then?
Yeah. Well, back then, actually, you traveled quite a bit in Florida. I think I was doing 2,200 miles a week. Going from Tampa to West Palm, and then come back. And Tuesday, I'd go to Fort Myers. Wednesday, be Miami. Thursday, Jacksonville.
Wow.
And, of course, you're coming back to Tampa all the time.
Right.
And then Friday was either Tallahassee or Fort Lauderdale. So that came up to about 2,200 miles a week.
What, were you home every night?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. What are your memories of your MSG debut? I think you worked Chuck O'Connor.
Yeah, I don't remember that match. But Chuck and we got on well together. Sorry to see him go. But the match I remember was with Mr. Fuji, which was my second or third match there, I think. And we went 20 minutes. And the doctor actually was there and walked me out of the ring and into the dressing room because I was just saturated, with sweat. And he was saying, how you feeling? How you feel? I feel all right. Because I was in shape and I was
right
30, 40 pounds lighter than I am now. And then he said, get Tony a beer. Replenish because I was just wet through. I mean, my tights were saturated, my socks.
Mr. Fuji, probably one of the best ribbers of the business, would you say?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he was always up for a rib. But he helped me a lot in the business, too, with the spots and everything that I did with him, because he was a high spot man, backwards and forwards. And it was good. It was kind of my style.
What do you think set MSG different from all the other venues in the territories? Why was that the Mecca?
I think because it was New York, It was, it was funny. When I came here, it said Madison Square Garden. That's the first time I heard it. I said, we're wrestling in a garden? I couldn't figure it out.
Right.
And then I went there and there wasn't a flower or anything around,
jungle.
I do. What the hell is this?
There's a lot of stories about Boston Gardens as being a very dangerous venue and town for the heels. How crazy was the Garden?
Yeah, it was nuts. They had a plexiglass fence around it, and then eventually they put a net above the ring. But I was there wrestling Freddie Blassie one Saturday, I guess, and I'm laying on the ground, and the next thing I hear or feel,
right,
and a Southern Comfort bottle comes from God knows where, and it just misses my. If that landed on my head, it would have busted me wide open. Yeah, and of course Jack Mulligan, he got opened up his thigh. Somebody had a knife and
wow,
or a blade, some damn thing,
As he was coming to the ring, a fan got him?
I think leaving the ring.
Wow.
Yeah.
It sounds like Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
Did you ever work down there for Carlos?
No.
Okay.
No.
What were your favorite buildings that you like to work in besides, well, just for the atmosphere? What was your favorite venue?
I think a combination of Boston and Philadelphia.
The Spectrum or the old arena?
Yeah, the Spectrum.
Okay, yep.
I don't know. I loved that. I remember I was working Superstar when he was champion, excuse me. And it was a beautiful summer's day. And I'm driving down the New Jersey Turnpike, and it's me and Superstar, and it's Bruno and Patera. I said, Christ, I don't think anybody's coming today. You know, you're close to the Jersey Shore. Who's come? It was the largest crowd. I think there was 19,600 people there. And I thought it was a hell of a match with Billy. Actually, somebody said to me recently, he said, you and Billy really had it in for each other on that Philadelphia thing.
Right.
I said, yeah.
They were the good old days. I see you at the Spectrum back in the 80s when I was a little kid, and some of the great matches. I think you worked Sweet Hansen one time at the Spectrum.
Oh, yeah. I love Sweet.
Yep.
He was good. He whacked me. He used to whack you like, oh, shit. He bent me over the rope and he whacked me, and I said, is that as hard as you can hit? And that was a mistake. But he bent me over and he whacked me again. Oh, God. Could have killed me.
You also were teaming up with Haystacks Calhoun, and I think you won your very first WWWF tag team title with Haystacks.
Yes.
What was he like to be around as a person?
Yes, well, we only wrestled each other, and it was like against Fuji and Tanaka most of the time. And Fuji and Tanaka, they weren't keen on having him in the ring for too long. We wrestled Madison Square Garden 32 minutes. I was in the ring for 27. Yeah, but it was all about me tagging the big guy.
Right, I was going to say, was
and
set
make
up for
him the hero, you know.
Yep.
And I didn't mind that at all. As a matter of fact, I would say Haystacks was the one that got me over without even knowing it. Because
sympathy on you.
Yeah, you know, I was there. You know, people make the mistake. Oh, well, I got to be a tough guy. I can't sell too much. But I've told a lot of the young wrestlers, especially the baby faces, if you don't sell, you can't make a comeback. Mm-hmm. The more you sell and the more believable you are, the better the comeback.
Yep.
And that makes you a tough son of a bitch when you sold for 27 minutes and you come back.
Watch thousands of exclusive shoot interviews right now on TitleMatchNetwork.com.